Hi, this is Lefty Dad, and I'm doing a video today from kind of a hybrid season disc from PC Replay Baseball, and it's called the Diamond Decades disc for 1920. It also includes special teams from the 1930s. And the first game that I'm going to play is between Chicago, the 1920 Chicago White Sox at Fenway Park with the 1939 Boston Red Sox. 1920 Chicago White Sox is a notable team because it was the year after the Black Sox scandal, and it's Shoeless Joe Jackson's last season. He was 30 years old. I think he hit 382, but it's his last season before he was banned for life. And 1939 for the Red Sox is notable because it's Ted Williams' rookie year. I think he hit 345 maybe. We'll find out here in a second. So Lefty Grove will be on the mound for the Red Sox, and for the White Sox it looks like, I think that's red. In fact, I can look here, yeah, red. Now I'm a little off on some of these names, pronunciation. I think it would look like it's Faber, but you never can tell. And he was born the same year as my mother, and in Cascade, Iowa. I was raised in Iowa, but I've never heard of Cascade, Iowa. Okay, so let's start. I will manage, I guess, the Red Sox. And Lefty Grove, 39 years old at this point. So Lefty looks like it was kind of near the end of his career. I'm not an expert necessarily on all the details of these decades, but he was 15-4. So Lefty Grove against Nemo Leibold. Again, it could be Leibold. I've seen the movie, the Black Sox stuff, but I just can't remember. So Leibold will start off, and it's a lefty-lefty matchup, so he does not get the advantage. He gets a disadvantage, so it's a line drive out to the second baseman. This game is my favorite for playing stat-based baseball on the computer. It's a direct port of the board game Replay Baseball. They've got a great basketball board game and PC game also. Here's Eddie Collins. Chicago that year was managed by Kid Gleason. There's a walk. So we'll see if there's going to be a wild pitch. I don't think so, because Lefty Grove has a wild pitch rating of 6, and you roll a 1 through 6 die, although there could possibly be a balk or a passed ball or something like that, but it's a wild pitch. It's not going to be a wild pitch. Buck Weaver, third baseman, hit 331 that year, is up. Eddie Collins rated 5 at running. That's as fast as you can get. There's a deep fly out to right. Ted Williams is there to catch it. Here's Shoeless Joe Jackson, and he did hit 382 that year. So Shoeless Joe, that's going to be a fly out to center. And you can see here how convenient it is with this program. This would be a reading on one of the charts you get with a board game, but it just gives you this little abbreviated portion of the board, so you don't have to have your screen cluttered with a lot of unnecessary things, and it's there and then it's gone. Okay, Faber, 23-13 that year, 2.99 ERA. Leading off, Doc Kramer for the Red Sox. He hit 311. There's going to be a fly out to right field. Now here's Joe Vosmick, and Joe walks. This will bring up Jimmy Fox. I said Jimmy Dykes, but it's Jimmy Fox. He hit 35 home runs, 360 batting average. He can hit into a double play. If it's a 1 in the 4 column here, it means that's going to be a double play. A 35 over here, if it's a 1, or a 35 in the 1 column, it's going to be a double play. So we'll see it's going to be a double play. So the White Sox get out. Battle of the Sox. Lefty Grove. Let's look at some interesting information about Lefty. He's from Lonaconing, Maryland. Debuted in 1925. 6'3", a giant for 1939. Happy Felsch, the center fielder, hit .338. He is going to strike out. Normally, I don't like to play these seasons where it's kind of like the best teams against the best teams, because I don't know if the great pitching neutralizes the great hitting and vice versa, but I kind of like to see bad players, along with great players. But I think these are interesting games to investigate. So now here's another name, Shano. Anyway, it's Collins. He's the first baseman for the White Sox. And that's going to be it's just a single. If Lefty Grove had a 2 up here, or it's anything higher than a 1, that would have raised this number. I guess it wouldn't have raised it enough. It was a 58, and that raised it to 59, and it would have to have gone. Let's see, it would have to go up to 61. So it would have to be a 3. It would have to be his worst number up here to get to be a double. So here is Swede Reisberg. I'm trying to remember the John Sayles movie, 8 Men Out. But it's been 25 years since I've seen that movie. So there's a looping drive to right field. Ted Williams, I don't think, is not going to be able to get it, and he isn't. So I think Eddie or Shano or whatever his name is going to make it over to third. And now here's Ray Schalk, and that's going to be a pop out to second base. So Lefty may get out of this because he's going to be facing Red Faber now. Who's not a very good hitter. That's going to be a strikeout. Joe Cronin is the shortstop, hit .308. That's going to be a deep fly out, way to the wall in right field. Here's Jim Tabor. He is the third baseman. That's going to be a ground out to the second baseman. There's Shano Collins looking kind of grumpy at first base. And now here's Ted Williams. And this will be his first at bat. They got him in the 6th spot for the batting order. And Ted, in his first at bat here for this mythical season, he's going to ground out the shortstop. Lefty Grove, how did he do that year? He threw 191 innings, allowed only 180 hits, and he struck out 81, walked 58. Nemo strikes out. Eddie Collins, he walked the last time, and this will be a hit to right field. It could be stretched into something more, but no. Ted makes him hold at first. So now the infield is at the halfway. They're going to be positioned halfway to try to get a double play. And I don't know, Buck Weaver has, in his 4 column, he has some 1s here, but doesn't have any 35s. He's rated a 1 for bunting, so I don't know, some of these early teams like 1920, they bunted a lot, but no, that's going to be, we'll see here. It could be, if it's going to roll this die, a 1 through 6, if it's a 1, it could be a possible fall out. If it's an odd number, 3 or 5, it could be a rare play. If it's even, then it'll be based on Weaver's speed, and he is really fast, so it's going to be based on his speed. That I'm going to have the opportunity of going to either base. They're both 5s, so only a 6 will get them out. I'll try to get the guy at second, Eddie Collins, but I think it's going to be futile unless there's a 6. Nope, it's a 5. Not quite good enough. Okay, here is Shoeless Joe Jackson, 1 out. Lefty against lefty. Flew out to center last time. This time there's going to be a hit. Smacks it right over the second base bag into center, and Eddie Collins, though, because it was only 1 out, is going to stay at third. So Lefty Grove is in a little bit of trouble here. We've got Happy Felsch up, who struck out last time. Lefty needs a strikeout right now, and that's going to be a strikeout. Wow. With this little mark over here, oftentimes signals a sacrifice fly, but Lefty kept it to a strikeout. The result was a 6, 2 plus 2 up here and a 4, total 6. So a 2 to 6 is a strikeout. It says here it would have been a pop out otherwise, so I don't know if that would have changed because of that little mark there, but we'll never know. So now Shano, Rambo Collins is up with 2 out. He got a hit last time. That's going to be a fly out to left field. So we're still scoreless, and the Red Sox are still hitless as we go to the bottom of the third. Bobby Doerr, I'm doing a 1948 replay, and he's having a really good year. This looks like it was his second season, and it'll be his, I guess, kind of his first complete season, I think. But Bobby Doerr, really great Boston Red Sox player, but that's going to be a sharp grounder to Buck Weaver, who guns him down at first. Gene, I have no idea, Desalt, so I'm going to call him Gene. Gene is going to pop out to third. Lefty Grove, I could pronounce that. And he does have some power, but he strikes out. Go to the middle innings now, top of the fourth. Middle innings, as Ernie Harwell used to say. Swede is going to strike out, and that is the 5th strikeout for Lefty. Here's Ray Schalk, the catcher, and he is going to hit a grounder to first. Fox flips it over to Grove, and now there are 2 outs. Red. Faber is up. That's going to be a pop out to third. So it's not a hitting contest with all these great hitters. Bottom of the fourth, I think something will start happening, though. No hits yet for the Red Sox. Doc Kramer leads things off. He starts going through the lineup at the top of the lineup for the second time through. That's going to be a base hit, and it could be stretched into something. Now here we have an opportunity to try to stretch it into a double. I always do this because the odds are pretty good. Roll a 6-sided dice, 1 through 4 is safe, and 50% chance more or less if it's a 5 or a 6. So we'll have him go to second. We'll see what happens here, and it's definitely an easy double, stretched easily into a double. Vosmik is up. Okay, now there's the first hit for the Red Sox, Joe Vosmik. We'll see if he can bring the first run of the game in for the Red Sox. And that was a sharp grounder to Riesberg, not easy to handle. It allowed Kramer to get over to third now with 1 out. So here's Jimmy Fox. Massive power. You see these 11s. The sixth column is your power column, and he's got 11s here, which are pretty much an automatic home run everywhere. So we'll see. Maybe he'll strike out. That would be the big hope. And I guess I'm managing the Red Sox, but I'm going to let him swing away because he's hitting 360. That's going to be a grounder to first, but the third baseman was playing in, so Kramer has to hold 2 out. Joe Cronin up. Joe is going to hit a ground ball to Eddie Collins, who's a vastly superior defensive second baseman. So they got 1 hit but no runs. Now we go to the top of the 5th. Lefty Grove is he can face 16 more batters you see here in this green circle with the 16. And then he could probably go longer than that even, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm not quite sure whether he'll be able to have a boost to his batters faced number. Okay, that's a pop out to third. Eddie Collins, he has walked and got a base hit. This is going to be a pop out to the second baseman. Now here's Buck Weaver. Buck Weaver got a base hit. But this will be a ground out to the third baseman. So we go to the bottom of the fifth. It's still scoreless. Jim Tabor is up. Jim, I think, is going to... Oh, he got hit by the pitch. Now he's going to have to steal, I think. We'll see how he does. He's having to steal against a great catcher who's rated a 5, Shock. So if he's going to be successful, I think he's going to have to roll a 6, although it is possible that he'll just get the stolen base and there might be an error, so we'll see. It looks like, oh my God, an 11, which is really statistically the hardest number to roll besides a 12. And that resulted in a total of 2. So he got caught stealing. Wow, that doesn't happen very often. A very rare thing. Okay, Ted Williams is up with 1 out. Ted going to ground out to the second baseman, pulled it. And now here's Bobby Doerr. Bobby Doerr is going to fly out to center field. We go to the top of the 6th. Still no runs. Lefty Grove facing Shoeless Joe Jackson, who did have a hit the last time he was up. Now he's going to walk. He's really fast. We'll see what they do here. I bet, well, Happy Felsch is only an average bunter, and it's going to be a line out to center. Here is Shano. He's got a base hit. This is going to be, they try hit and run here, and we'll see whether somebody's going to get out, either Shoeless Joe or Collins, but Shoeless will get out if they roll a 6 here, and they don't. So the ground ball was to Doerr, and Doerr had to go to first because Collins is so fast. Here's Swede with 2 outs. Maybe he can hit Jackson in. No. Well, we'll see here. This, if I roll a 3, a 1, 2, or 3. So it's a 50% chance whether he'll get a hit or not. If he gets a hit, I think Jackson will score, and he does. Roll to 4. And oh no, well, we'll see here. We'll have to see. I think he's going to make it. Williams has an average arm. Jackson has exceptional speed. There are 2 out. Oh, it's another one of those rare, unbelievably difficult things to do here. You have to roll a 6 and a 6 to get him out, and that's exactly what they rolled. Really, we've seen 2 extremely rare rolls in this game. So he got cut down by Ted Williams. Woo! Shoeless Joe gets cut down at the plate for the 3rd out by Ted Williams. Bottom of the 6th, here's Gene, and Gene is going to possibly walk, most likely walk, but Faber has exceptional control, so if I roll a 1 or a 2, he won't walk, but he does walk. Okay, Lefty Grove is up, and Lefty can still face 9 hitters, so there's not really any reason to take him out, I don't think, but he can bunt. He's a good bunter, rated 1, so we will sacrifice. And he has a successful sacrifice bunt. Now we have 1 out, runner on second, not too fast, below average speed. Doc Kramer is up. He hit a double the last time. It's going to be a hit. And we'll see if Liebold possibly will mishandle it out there. If I roll a 45 or higher, he will. He does not. Okay, I think that's going to hold the runner at third. So runners on the corners. The infield is positioned halfway for double play. Vosmick is a tremendous candidate for double play. He's a great bunter. The Salty's really slow for a squeeze play. I think I'm just going to let him hit away, and we'll see what happens. That's going to be a fly out to center, and the runner holds. 2 out now. Here's Jimmy Fox, and that is going to be a line out to the shortstop. If he had been a left-handed hitter, he would have had the righty-lefty advantage, and that would have been a hit, but it's not. So this is a really close game, 0-0. The 7th inning, top of the 7th, here's Ray Shock. That's going to be a ground out to the pitcher. And here's Red. Red can face 13 more batters. That's a strikeout. And here is Nemo. Nemo going to get a strikeout. So great pitching is dominating great hitting. Joe Cronin, he's in the cleanup spot. That could be a long ball. If I roll a 1 or a 2, it can be most likely a home run, but 1, 2, 3, or 4, there's a chance. So he had 19 home runs that year, but no, it's a 5, so it's definitely a base hit. Now we've got Tabor up. Tabor hits into some double plays. I think we'll try hit and run. And that's going to be a ground out to the third baseman, but it does move the runner over. So we only have 1 out. Ted Williams is up. Ted has not yet gotten a hit. This will be a hit. That's that righty-lefty matchup advantage I was talking about. So instead of a line out to the second baseman, which I think he did last time, well, no, he didn't do it last time because he would have gotten a hit. But because of that, if it would have been versus a left-handed pitcher, it would have been a line-out double play. It would have been a double play that would have wiped it out probably. But he got a hit to right, and now he's put the Red Sox up 1-0. Here's Bobby Doerr. That's going to be an infield single, and Collins may mishandle it. Or the hurry-up throw may be wild. And, it had to be above a 52 for an error, and it was a 52, not above a 52. So he barely legs out a base hit. An infield single. Here's Gene, 1 out. Gene is a great bunter. We'll let him hit though because they were positioned, I believe, for a halfway for double play, and normally that would allow, being pulled in halfway, that would allow this particular roll to get past the second baseman. But Collins is so great at defensively that he was able to get the out at first. So now there are 2 out. Grove is up. Grove can still face 6 batters. We'll let him hit. And that's going to be a walk. And this could be a wild pitch situation now when you roll a 20 like that. So Faber has a wild pitch rating of 1-4, so a 5 or a, so we'll see what happens. Okay, it's going to be a wild pitch possibly. 5 or 6 it will be, but no, it's a 4. So the game stays close. Bases loaded, 2 out. Doc Kramer up, and that's going to be a ground out to the second baseman. He leaves the bases loaded. So Lefty Grove can still face 6 hitters. He's got a 1-0 lead. And here's Eddie Collins. Eddie, this could be an error on Doerr. I'm not quite sure what his error rating is. 51. That's a really good error rating for an infielder. And it's a 42 rolled, so there's no error. 1 out. Here's Buck Weaver batting in the 3 slot. There's a single. Base hit. He's really fast. Here's Joe Jackson. Joe could turn this game around. Joe, wow, there's a triple to left field. Joe turns the game around in terms of evening up the score with his triple. 1 out, he's on third. Happy is up. Infield drawn in. And that's a line out to the second baseman. Lucky that it didn't go through. If Lefty Grove had been a 2, instead of the best you can be, a 1 here, and it was just barely a 1, that would have raised this number to 16. It would have been a double or triple. So here's Collins. Collins has the lefty-righty advantage, so he gets the base hit, and Shoeless Joe Jackson crosses the plate with a go-ahead run here in the top of the 8th. Now Collins is going to maybe steal. He's not going to steal because he would have had to roll a 47 or higher to steal. Swede is going to get a base hit, so lefty kind of having the worst. He can face 10 more hitters though now because he got that BF boost, batter faced. He has a rating of 1 up here, I believe that's what it means, and he rolled a 4, so it has to be higher than a 1. So he's going to keep pitching, and that's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. So we go to the bottom of the 8th with the 1939 Red Sox trailing by 1 run against Faber. Here we are with the second man in the batting order, Vosmik. He's 0 for 2, and that is going to be a line out to the shortstop. Here is Jimmy Fox. Can he hit one out of here? No, that's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. And now here's Joe Cronin. I guess we'll see Ted Williams in the 9th. There's a ground out to the second baseman. So we're down to the last inning. Lefty is going to face Red. We'll see if the computer lets Red stay in. Red can face 3 more hitters. They are going to let him bat. It's going to be a strikeout. Let's see, Lefty has 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. Here is Nemo. Nemo is 0 for 4. Grounds out to the second baseman. He's 0 for 5. And now here is Eddie Collins. He's 1 for 3. That's going to be a deep fly out to left field. And we're to the bottom of the 9th. Jim Tabor is up. I don't know what kind of a bench they have here. Finney hits 325. I think we'll just stay with Tabor. Tabor, lines out to the shortstop. Ted Williams, can he hit one out of here? He's got an 11 down here, which would be an automatic home run. And Ted, possible infield single if he could roll a 2 to a 5 and avoid a 1 or a 6, and he is on. Ted gets his second hit. We're going to have him go for it. Bobby Dorr is up. He does hit into double plays. Maybe we'll do a hit and run just to see if something crazy happens. There's a ground out to the first baseman, okay. Now we've got Ted, and Faber gets that boost check, so he's going to be in for the rest of the game. Gene, who is the catcher, maybe he's not. He hits 243. Okay, we're going to try to bring in a left-handed hitter. There's Lou Finney. Hits 325. He's 28. Lou is going to pinch hit for Faber. So Lou hits a sharp grounder to the third baseman. Buck Weaver fires it to first, and that ends the game. So the game is over. Red Faber got the win. Lefty the loss. Faber is credited as the most valuable player. You can see the score sheet here. Great score sheet. Everything graphically, everything about PC Replay Baseball is great. They have a demo you can get so you can try it out. So you don't have to purchase it necessarily right away. So there we are from Fenway Park in 1939, Red Sox against the 1920 White Sox, and those White Sox prevail. Please like the video if you like it. Please subscribe too if you enjoyed the video.